Folks, welcome to the Underground Health Club. I'm your host, Dr. Joe Casper. We're going to have a great segment today. I'm so excited. And before we begin, I want to give credit to our sponsor, Power Pack 3. If I get the thing straight, there you go. The vitamins that go from the lab to the patient, never sit on the shelf. Probiotic, digestive enzyme, multivitamin, the world's freshest vitamins, Power Pack 3. So on that note, we are going to start our program today. We have one of Albuquerque's best doctors as my guest. I am so excited to get this gentleman on. He has helped me personally with my health in so many ways, and we're going to get into so many different topics on health. I just hope we have enough time. So ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the great Dr. Bo Hightower.
Hey Joe, thanks
Bo,
for having me over.
Welcome to Underground Health Club. I appreciate having you.
And the cool thing is we actually are underground. If people didn't realize that, this is really the Underground Health Club.
It is.
Good luck finding us.
Yes. So let me ask you this. So I know you're a doctor, you've helped a lot of people. So let's just talk about who you are as a person. So your life has always been a piece of cake. You never had any issues, right? You're overnight success.
Yeah, I mean, my personal life hasn't been so bad, but health-wise, luckily I've had a lot of great clinicians around that have helped me through this process, and as I've grown, you got to learn to take care of yourself, and that includes eating the right things and taking care of stress and getting the right supplements into your diet as well.
Thank you. And that's very true. So it's interesting. I have owned my own clinic before. I owned a place called Steps to Health in North Carolina years ago, and I have seen so many trainers. I have seen so many health professionals, some really good, not so good, some lousy, like anything else in life. What you do is amazing. And I've been telling people for the last 2 years now that you're without a doubt the best rehab person I have ever seen. And I've been in pro sports. I've seen some great therapists, orthopedic surgeons, PTs, chiros, you name it. What you do is above and beyond. And I remember my good friend David Martin. We both know him.
Right.
And David Martin told me when I hurt my foot about a year ago, he goes, Joe, you got to see this guy. And he goes, he knows more about rehab than you do. And I go, really? And I go, you'll see it. I'm like, come on, all right. I've heard this before. I'm like, and usually people are pretty good, but they're kind of missing a link to something. They're not as great as they say. And I said, okay, I'll go see you. And I remember I tried to call. I couldn't get an appointment because you're so booked, which is you deserve to be.
Good problems.
Yeah, yes. And I walked into your office, and I used my title, and it did help. I said, I'm a doctor, not an MD, but, nutrition doctor. I said, my foot is in tremendous pain. I've gone to 3 podiatrists, orthopedic guy, no one can help me. Please, I got to see the doctor. And you came out, you spoke to me, and then we started working together. And I remember my foot was in a boot, and you ended that within about 2 weeks.
Yep.
I was out of the boot.
Yep.
The doctor said 6 weeks. In 2 weeks, it was gone. And you showed me some amazing things. I was like, wow. Because I know you went to school for a long time, right?
Sure.
How many years did you go to school?
Well, I just finished up my latest degree, so I'm on degree number 7 now. So I've got bachelor's degrees in biology, anatomy, health and wellness. Then I've got a master's in exercise science, a doctorate in chiropractic, so I'm a chiropractic physician, and then I'm a naturopathic physician as well. And I'm also working on a 3rd doctorate now in health sciences.
So I went to school for 14 years, so you're coming on about 18, right? You're past me.
I don't think I've ever not been in school. So.
Wow.
And now I teach too, so we're just bridging the gap, I think.
Wow. So, Bo, you must have been like as a kid, like super smart, straight A's, always behaved, right?
Yeah, that's funny. Not so much, and a lot of that has to do with, sometimes school can be a little bit boring if you're not getting the right type of education. So that's something we try to do when we talk about the physical body or the nutritional things. We want to be able to connect with people on their level, because if you just force one direction down somebody's throat, they're not going to be able to understand that. You'll have a few people that get that, but like one of the things I realized in school was that I don't learn like all the other kids do.
Okay.
So yeah, I got in trouble, and I probably needed a little bit better help with my nutrition and things like that. I'm one of those ADD people as well, but that can be a gift as well.
Are you saying I'm ADD?
I mean, as well.
I am. I admit it. Yes.
But a lot of times that can be really high functioning if you can laser focus it and get you excited about something. And like if you talked about comic books or baseball or whatever else, I'd be super excited. But you couldn't really get me that excited about algebra.
Right. I understand. So I bet. Let me see if we're same in this regard, Bo, because we never spoke about this. So you can go to the library and study for 4 or 5 hours, no problem.
Absolutely.
Right. Same here.
Yep.
So people used to say to me, well, Joe, you're so hyper. When you go to college, how could you focus in the classroom and do your work? I said, very easily.
Right.
But now when I left the library to go back to the dorm, I was out of control.
Right.
Of course.
You burn through all your energy.
Yeah,
your
exactly,
glucose.
exactly. Just like as a kid, you know, like I had to bathe in school because my parents would have beat the you-know-what out of me.
Right.
But when I got home, off the bus, whatever, we're playing in the street, out of control.
Out of control. Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm right there with you.
Exactly. So interesting, Bo. So you decided, I guess, when you were in college. And where did you go to undergrad originally?
So I actually graduated from UNM, so I'm a local person for the first bachelor degree.
Right.
So yeah, I'm a Lobo. I played college football, so I had a lot of injuries during that process
Number
as well.
58 linebacker.
Number 58 linebacker.
Yes.
You know me well.
Yeah. So now playing football, Bo, now that is a very tough sport. And you guys do beat the crap out of each other, and I'm saying it nicely, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What does that do to the human body?
Yeah, it's hard on the body, absolutely. So when you're young, I mean, you will bounce back quicker, but there are long-term ramifications, especially if you don't take care of these things. So there's a lot of guys that I played college football with that are in really bad shape now. They're in their mid-30s, they're limping, they can't go up and down stairs, they can't play with their kids because they accumulated all these small injuries, so they build up scar tissue and adhesions in their muscles, but they never got it taken care of. They never figured out their body, they never broke the code to start working on themselves. And kind of like what we talk about at our office, we want to work on muscular hygiene. So the same way we work on dental hygiene, we brush and floss, we clean our skin, we need to do those same things for our muscles. Just like you kind of work on people's insides, I'm doing the same thing for people on their outside.
That makes complete sense. But see, that's smart. And see, I have an issue because most people don't take care of their health, Bo, until they have to.
Right.
You know, I don't need that, I'm good.
Yep.
And then people are feeling really good, all of a sudden the disease shows up, an illness, and like, I can't believe this happened.
You saw it coming, right?
Yeah. I see that with people.
The train was all the way down the tracks, and it's been coming for a long time.
Yes, that's totally true. So now with you, with the stuff that you do, I know that, you know, health's important to you, and, you know, your clinic is amazing, and the things you do, but I guess, so, but growing up, Bo, so you had, you know, difficulty in school, like I did with paying attention, and then you figured it out. But when you played sports, did you think you were going to be a pro athlete? Did that ever enter your mind? Like,
you know, I actually didn't. Not once I got to be about 16, 17. I wanted to play college sports, but I never really believed that I could go pro.
Right.
You know, I was one of those people. I studied genetics at an early age. I loved to read textbooks.
Right.
And, you know, I'm 5'10", 5'11", you know, not the fastest guy. I could train myself to be pretty good for a high school athlete. But those guys at the top level, I mean, they're just genetic freaks. They can recover from everything. I mean,
I agree.
Yeah.
And I think genetics plays a huge, huge role.
Agreed.
And I want to get into a little bit of science, actually a lot of science, but right now we have to take a station break. Folks, we'll be back another minute with our sponsors, so stay tuned. We'll be back with Dr. Bo Hightower. Thank you.
Proview Networks and Legacy Boxing Promotions are proud to present the Expo Explosion Weigh-Ins, Friday, March 31st from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. at Uptown Sports Bar, 6601 Uptown Boulevard Northeast. Great boxers like Christian Cabral, Hector Munoz, Jason and Jose Sanchez, Josh Pitbull Torres, and Fidel the Atrisco Kid Maldonado. Don't forget, every Proview Network sporting event is on sale at our DVD store. Go to www.proviewNetworks.com to buy your DVD today. Gecko's Bar and Tapas, a proud supporter of Proview Networks. It's been a fan-favorite spot for food lovers and sports fans. With not one, but two great locations, including outdoor patio, an atmosphere you won't want to miss. Gecko's, off Academy and in Nob Hill.
The Barley Room, a proud sponsor of Proview Networks for over 9 years, is pleased to introduce Black Iron Catering. From weddings and family reunions to birthdays and office parties, Black Iron Catering is perfect for any event. Contact Jamie at 505-459-8259 and book your event today. Black Iron Catering. Let us bring our kitchen to you.
Folks, welcome back to Underground Health Club. I'm your host, Dr. Joe Casper, and we have a lot of science and information to go over with Dr. Hightower. You ready for more, Bo?
I'm ready for more.
Okay. So we were mentioning about genetics before, and it's interesting because people say it doesn't play a role. I absolutely think it does.
Yep.
And so when I see, like, let's say people train, let's use Pilates.
Sure.
And a girl is 5 feet tall, and they say, if you do this workout, implies you'll have a Pilates body. Right. If she's not 5'8", how can she, Bo?
Right. It doesn't work. The math doesn't work, right?
Right. Because I remember many years ago, I dated a girl, and she was 5'8", and she goes, well, I look like this because of Pilates. I'm like, okay. She looked like that genetically.
Right.
That was just how she was built, tall and long, and her legs were up to here,
Right.
That's the way it was. So you mentioned about, doing the most you can, but I really feel, though, why can't people get the most out of their effort? I think effort matters.
Sure. So I think there has to be a balance too. First, they need the right instructions. So they need people. They need flame holders. They need people that are holding the candle to help guide them on their way. And once you're shown what you're supposed to do, whether it be musculoskeletal or nutritional or whatever else, you have to hold yourself accountable. So some people are going to have to work harder, like we were talking about before. Like genetically, I don't have this speed that some NFL cornerback's going to have.
Right.
So for me to be able to play at a high level in college, I've got to train much harder. And I used to see that all the time. I would train my butt off during the off season. I'd come in better shape than everybody else. Within about 8 weeks, they'd be running by me again. I was like, dang it. And I'd have to work so much harder than them.
I remember in college baseball, whatever, I mean, I would, because I'm small, whatever, and I would just, but I never felt small. And I just kept working and working, and I thought no one could outwork me.
Sure.
But smart, you know what I'm saying?
Smart.
So you have to do what you can to get noticed. So in other words, I know that in practice in college, I better make diving catches.
Right.
I better throw guys out from the outfield and stand out, because if not, I haven't got a prayer.
Right.
And I had to do that to to be on the same level as these guys. But here's the crazy part. I meet people all the time will tell me, 30 years ago I was this great athlete. Now their stomach's out there, look like they're pregnant.
Right.
And I'm like, why did that have to happen?
The Al Bundy.
Yeah,
Scored
exactly.
4 touchdowns in one game.
Yes.
Yep.
But why does that? It shouldn't have to happen.
It doesn't have to happen. People let things go, and they fixate on the past instead of living in the moment and being present.
Yes.
So I'm going to turn this a little bit, the genetics part. So
Please do.
I want to kind of go back around here. So we were talking genetics. So I have a pretty high family predisposition for colon cancer. Okay. So about 3 or 4 years ago, I'd gotten really sick with a chest infection, and to the point where I was kind of delirious. So I go in, I get broad spectrum antibiotics. They didn't tell me to take probiotics. I wasn't really aware of what I was supposed to do.
I would have mad at you. Yeah,
I wish I knew you then.
Yes.
So within about 3 weeks of that, my stomach kind of fell out, and I ended up developing ulcerative colitis, which, for those of you who don't know, it's an inflammatory disease that basically wears holes in your intestines. Yes. Your own body's immune system is attacking it. And being a male and in healthcare, I let this go on for probably 5 months, thinking, I think I have a food allergy, or maybe I picked up a parasite in Colombia or something like that. So by the time they got my labs, they thought I had leukemia, because my red blood cell count was so low, my white blood cell count was so high. So I mean, it was a real struggle for 2 years, but I haven't had a reoccurrence since. People say it can't be cured, but through the right nutrition and the right supplementation, I've basically been able to beat that back. Now, I know that I have a genetic predisposition for this disease, so if I don't stay on my P's and Q's and eat the right foods and take the right anti-inflammation supplements, I know it's going to come back. So that being said, I have to be honest with myself, and that's the thing that people have a hard time with. You have to be honest with yourself.
Yes. And it's funny you say that, Bo, because when I go to a medical doctor and he says, I want to know your family health history, and my answer is always the same. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to repeat that behavior. Next question.
Right.
Now, example, like my father had a heart attack and stroke.
Sure.
Okay. I decided when I was about 17 that was not going to happen.
Right.
I made a conscious decision, and I don't want it to happen. I know if I ate like some of my friends, it would have happened by now. At my age, I would have had a heart attack and stroke by now. No question. So I just made a decision. But I think people want to fit in so well in this world that they give in.
Right.
It's so easy to give in.
Yep.
Now speaking of not giving in, you have worked with some pretty famous people.
Yeah.
And a person that you and I both know. Obviously, you know her better. I'm guessing. Can I say what it is?
Sure.
Holly Holm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I met her. She's a nice lady. I met her in the parking lot of your facility.
Oh, cool.
Just so nice. And I think she's an amazing athlete.
Yeah.
I mean,
she's a great competitor. Jackson Wink. So for those of you that don't know, I'm the team doctor for Jackson Wink. So I treat all of the MMA athletes out of Albuquerque.
Yeah.
Holly Holm, Diego Sanchez, Carlos Condit. They all have amazing heart. I mean, the hard work on these people, it's just to another level.
Yeah. Like when I come in your facility, I take a peek. I don't stare too much. I don't want to get beat up, But I'm like, wow.
You've got some speed, man. You might be able to get out of there.
I'm pretty quick for an old guy. Yeah. But the point is, I admire what they do. And I remember when I first came in there, I said, well, Bo, it's a Thursday morning at 10 o'clock in the morning. Don't these people have jobs? And you're like, Joe, this is their job.
Yeah.
I didn't realize, I mean, I thought that most of them were doing it except for Holly, you know, kind of part-time, make a little bit of money here and there. I didn't realize it was their true profession.
Yeah, there's a few millionaires in there.
Yeah, right, like pro athletes. So
Yeah.
some of them make a few $100,000, some make millions of dollars.
Sure.
I had no clue.
Right.
Now I know.
Yeah.
But that sport is so brutal.
Right.
Oh, I mean, it's so hard on the body, but they train hard, but then you help them so much. And think of this logically, folks, as you're watching this. This man can take an MMA fighter and put them back together.
Yeah.
And that's amazing.
It's a challenge, but
So, to
it's
me,
a good challenge.
If someone can do that, and I'm so thankful to David Martin, the great motivational speaker, who said, you got to come to this guy.
Right.
And his daughter goes to you and everything. I think it's wonderful. But what the work you've done and the things that you've done to help me.
Right.
I mean, we're going to get into this, but I am so happy and blessed that, you know, when I came to you, and I get hurt a lot because I play sports hard, and I do at my age. I shouldn't. I should admit my age. I don't know if I want to. But anyway, I still play baseball my age.
Right.
And competitively in the summertime, not softball, but hardcore baseball.
Right.
And I play over 30. I play over 18. So, and I'm playing with some guys, you know, they could be my kids.
Sure.
And injuries happen, even though I train the right way. But when I come to you, you changed everything. I mean, you absolutely changed everything. And my body is healing. And I guess we'll mention, the injury I had, 7 months ago? Paul?
Yeah. Tell them about your shoulder. What happened?
A kid was on a swing set. Little boy was lying on the swing set, which I thought was a little kind of strange. I said, what are you guys doing? I slipped and I fell, and I felt my entire arm radiate.
Right.
And the doctor said, maybe you didn't tear it. I said, sir, I own my own practice before, years ago.
Right.
I guarantee I have 2 tears, probably 3.
Right.
The MRI proved my point. Torn omocollateral ligament, torn biceps tendon, torn labrum.
Sure.
And now, then it became a frozen shoulder.
Right.
And they wanted to do surgery, and you said no, 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 right?
Right, absolutely.
And the MRI proved I had the tears.
Right.
Okay. Any other orthopedic surgeon would have said you have no choice, right?
So something I say all the time, you are not your MRI. Instruction does not always equal function.
Yes.
So when I looked at you, I knew that you had the bicep tear was a symptomatic thing, but I knew that that would mostly heal up. The labral tear didn't show any symptoms, but because you had the positive MRI, they told you something's wrong.
Right.
You didn't move it for a few months, and so it got really stiff.
Yes.
And we got fibrosis in your lat and your pec, and so I said, you know what? Give us a few sessions on this, and we'll unlock this. We'll get you ready for your baseball season. And so that's what we have now. So we've got that shoulder moving and grooving, but you have to think about it like this: when we're trying to figure out what reality is. So I always use this example. I've never been to Australia. I can't prove that it exists.
I lived there before.
So Joe, I trust Joe. That's a high-level person that will tell me that. So you know that it exists, but I still don't.
Right.
So you telling me that, and then me seeing pictures of that, and then me knowing several people that were born there, I can triangulate to a pretty certain extent that that's the reality of the situation. So the same thing goes with the shoulder. If I only have an MRI or I only have one lab value, that's not the whole picture. So what if your orthopedic exam was negative?
Right.
And the type of injury, that's not really the way you would tear your labrum. It is the way you would tear your bicep, but not your labrum.
Correct.
So, but based on that, we wouldn't operate on that because that's not your primary problem.
Correct. Now, the station manager is saying we got to go to commercial. So, folks, stay tuned because you'll be back after the break. You're not running away.
Yeah, we'll be here. I think we're going to have a little surprise for you guys out there. If you want to see what orthotherapy looks like in real life.
Thank you, folks. We'll be back in another minute or two. To our sponsors now. Thank you.
Altitude Sports Grill is where Albuquerque's sports fans won't miss a game. With locally crafted brews on tap and refreshingly crisp cocktails. Located in Hotel Cascada, Albuquerque residents find a staycation worth staying for. Catching Lobo sports, enjoying a beer on the beach, or wiping out, Hotel Cascada is home to your urban adventure. Affordable guest rooms, no-hassle water park parties, and much more.
Sure, you could get him a new car. You could also light a pile of money on fire. So maintaining this old car is your best option. Keep it running longer, stronger, with quality parts and a whole lot of Napa know-how.
Ladera Golf Course on Albuquerque's west side features spacious greens, 27 holes with outstanding practice facilities, and beautiful views of the Sandia Mountains, nestled at the foot of the volcanoes. Our 300-person banquet room and bridal suite is perfect for all occasions. Customize your room with color, chair covers, table linen, dinner, and champagne. Visit our cafe and bar with daily specials and happy hour, plus our full-service golf pro shop. For tee times and more information, call 505-836-4449.
I am never getting married. Never. Guaranteed.
You picked a beautiful ring.
Thank you. We're never having kids.
I love it here.
We are never moving to the suburbs. We are never getting one of those. We're never having another kid.
I'm pregnant.
I'm never letting go.
For all the nevers in life, talk to State Farm agent Michelle Rudolph or Marty Sy.
Folks, welcome back. I'm your host, Dr. Joe Casper with Underground Health Club, and Dr. Hightower is staying over me. Am I going to get injured right now?
I don't think you're going to get injured. We're going to get you fixed up, kind of like in the office.
Yes. So we were talking about injuries before and about, you know, the science of everything. And it's funny how doctors will say stretch, do these different rehab exercises. When I met Dr. Hightower and he said, we're going to do some things unconventional, I couldn't believe what was going to happen next. So what he's going to do is he's going to talk about my injury, what he's done for me, and let's face it, Bo, I was here, about 3 months ago, right?
Yeah, you couldn't raise your arm up.
Right, my injury happened 7 months ago,
Yep.
7.5 months ago.
Yep.
And now I'm going to go straight. I'm about, 90-something%?
Yep, you're almost there.
Right.
About ready for baseball season.
Right, I could not do that months ago. I mean, I throw right-handed, thank goodness, but
swinging a bat even, right?
Yeah, I couldn't do it. Now I can. So Bo's going to show some of the things he does, and I guess this is a rubber mallet, correct?
Yep.
Like that you would smash a nail with.
Yeah, it's a dead blow hammer, actually. Yep.
So what are you going to do with that?
What we're going to do with it, basically what we're looking at here, so we've got two tools. One of these is going to actually contact the bone. The other one's going to drive the bone. So, you know, bone setters exist in every culture. So in America, chiropractors are the predominant one. That's one of my licenses, but there's not really a way to adjust the shoulder down or with your hand.
Right.
So in Holland, I actually met this medical doctor who did what's called orthomanual medicine, and it basically, we came together with some ideas on how we could actually move that bone.
Okay.
So we came up with these tools which you could get a nice specific angle. So for example, with you managed to jam the humerus or your arm bone up into the socket. And what I realized is in order for this to turn properly, we needed enough space to where that joint had enough open space for that bone to turn.
Okay.
So also clearing out the tendons like we've done in the office, which is the less pleasant stuff. That's
Yes.
the deep tissue massage. But this is not quite as painful, but what it does is it creates a lot of rotation inside the shoulder joint.
So you did not learn this in chiropractic school?
Did not.
They would probably have a heart attack if they saw this.
I don't know. I think they're starting to catch on to it.
Oh, good.
Because it works.
Yeah.
It's like we say at our office, results matter, and that's the only thing that matters.
Yeah.
Really. So basically what we're going to do, we're going to take that tool, we're going to find the humeral head. I'm going to place it right there. Everybody hold your breath so we don't lose Joe here. So I'm going to push down, and basically all I'm doing is driving that humerus straight down, creating space for the axis of rotation for the shoulder.
Oh, I feel that. Wow.
Creating a good amount of space there. I'll come over here. We're going to move his scapula down as well. Hopefully we don't mess up his nice shirt here.
Wow.
You can see his whole body's vibrating.
It is.
It's a good amount of force. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll go ahead and raise that arm up again.
Completely straight. Wow. That's about 100%.
That's where we want it.
Folks, my injury happened on, I believe, August 15th, so we're
cooking with grease.
Yeah, we're doing great.
Or
wow.
coconut oil or something healthier.
That feels great. So now, Bo, these tools that you have,
right?
You don't do this with everyone, depending if they need
Not
it.
everyone.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. So, we always need to look at every single person as an individual because they are. So nobody fits the textbook. So if you don't look at somebody as a unique individual and tailor your plan to them, then you're going to be doing them a disservice. So every single person that comes in, we need to make sure that we're going to give them the appropriate treatment.
You know, it's funny because I had this disagreement with a lot of nutrition people out there, and they say, Joe, you can make more money if you do group health coaching.
Sure.
And I go, how can I? Because this person has this illness, this disease, this issue.
Right.
And everyone's is different personality, and what I don't want is 10 people talking to each other about this and that, and then they all get confused.
Exactly.
Because to me, confused people do nothing.
Do nothing right.
Right.
Exactly.
And I want to show a couple other things that we use. Where is the other thing I'm looking for?
It's below the foot right there.
Okay. All right.
And I feel the same way. People ask me if I want to do like seminars, weekend seminars. I say absolutely not. This is my baby. I've been working on this for a long time. Sometimes if you teach somebody how to teach other people in a weekend, you're actually making them more dangerous.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm going off stage for a second, Bo. Just take over for a second.
All right, I'm taking over. This is going to be my show going forward. So presented by EliteOSM.com/PowerPack30.
Okay, so these are some of the tools. Now you guys have homework assignments.
Yes, absolutely.
And everyone has a homework sheet.
Yep.
How come I don't have one?
Because you probably lost it. We've probably given you a couple.
The dog ate it.
The dog ate it, exactly.
But I do have it memorized in my head.
Yep.
And I do these rehab exercises every single day. Folks, before I came on set here, I was at the gym doing this. I roll my muscles on a PVC pipe. This is a little harder than a foam roller.
Yeah, but it's harder than a foam roller.
Yes, this is Yeah. And I also use a lacrosse ball to dig and get all the knots out. I put it on my scapula, I put it on my hamstring, which has been weak, and it makes a world of difference.
Right. So this is called self-myofascial release. So this is like giving yourself a deep tissue massage every single day. So that helps to maintain the changes.
Yeah.
Because think about this, you may get a deep tissue massage every 2 weeks, but what if you didn't do it in the meantime? Imagine if you only get your teeth cleaned every 2 weeks and you didn't brush your teeth or floss in between. So here's your toothbrush, here's your floss, and this is how you take care of your muscles.
I agree. And it's funny because I'm a big believer in tape. You know, kinesiology tape. I love rock tape. All the KT people, don't get mad at me. But
I also like rock tape.
Yeah, I love rock tape. And it's funny that some people use it as a crutch, as you've mentioned in the office. I mean, I don't, but I'll put it this way, I know my muscles feel, when I'm taped, when I play ball.
Superhuman, right?
No, I'm not superhuman, but when I tape in the summertime, my knees, my hamstring, anything that's bothered me over the years, I feel better and I have less pain. I've used magnets.
And it's performance enhancing too, really. If you use it appropriately, it can make you faster, it can make you jump higher.
Wait, am I cheating?
It's not against the rules. You're intelligently doing better than everybody else.
But I'll put it this way, I know when I play and don't wear the tape, I'm in much more pain.
Right, which makes sense.
Yeah, and the funny thing about the taping is, all it does really is it helps the lymphatic system, it brings blood flow to the area. When I first had it for my neck, I thought it was a bunch of garbage. I'm like, wow, I can rotate better.
I'm with you. I'm a skeptic. I need to actually feel it and see it before I'm just going to buy into it.
For sure. So it's interesting, Bo, that, you know, let me put this stuff away here, is, you know, in your office, and like I said, I think you have the greatest practice. Let me say this flat out, that you are without a doubt the best, oh, the ball just fell, it's okay. You're without a doubt the best rehab guy I have ever seen in my life, even though you're young, and you are young, you're in your 33, 34?
34.
34, okay. Yep. Actually, that's my uniform number, that's funny.
There we go. Trying to make me blush over here, man.
Yeah, I'm getting too weird here. That if I'm telling you, folks, and I've been around a lot of sports, a lot of great people, this guy knows his stuff. I don't care if you're 90 years old, 12, whatever. This is the best rehab guy I've ever seen in my life, and I'm not being paid to say it. You got the money?
Yeah, hold on a second.
No, not at all.
You know, like I always tell people, you know, I've got some big ideas, and thankfully I've got enough people around me, and the smartest thing I ever did was hire the right people around me and teach the right people. So one of my big goals is to teach enough people how to do this so we can spread this kind of therapy all over the country, and so that other people can kind of carry this stuff and make people feel
I agree.
and better.
Now, it's funny because usually chiros and PTs hate each other.
Sure.
And the way it is, because I used to own my own clinic, usually, and I'm not trying to insult PTs because I love them, that the PTs are taught not to like the chiros, not the other way around.
Right.
And at your place, you have two physical therapists, both with PhDs in physical therapy, working under you, which is unheard of in the industry.
Working with me.
Right. But I'm saying you own the business. The point is that normally doesn't happen.
Right.
And I want to mention some of these great people. Hello, Dr. Charlie out there. McDonald does a great job. Maya, who deals with my insanity. Thank you, Maya. We have Alicia, Sean, Dr. Carlos, Brittany, Chad. Did I get everyone?
You forgot Greg. But
almost. Greg. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, Greg. He's going to get mad at me.
You fellow New Yorker.
Yeah. So these people, they're so great. They do a phenomenal job. And, you know, Bo, tell people how they can reach you, give them your information.
Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram at Dr. Bo Hightower. We post a lot of free videos on there, ways for you to kind of take care of yourself. You can find me on Twitter, same thing. And if you want to book an appointment with us, it's elite-osm.com. And you can go right on there. You can schedule with any of the therapists that are available. Pick your spot. You can cancel it. Anything you want to do right there on the computer.
We really appreciate that. And when they look up Bo Hightower, can you spell for them? Because it's not like Bo Jackson.
Right. So it's the French version. So it's B-E-A-U, and then Hightower sounds like it's spelled, you know, in Spanish.
Hightower, right.
Like Police Academy.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. So folks, listen, this has been phenomenal. Bo, thank you so much.
Thank you, Joe, for having me on.
It was awesome. And, you know, right now it's kind of a sad time. We have to go to a break. We had to end the show right now. And I want to keep going.
Right.
We should have done 2 hours. But
should have.
I know you guys learned some stuff. In fact, I'm sure you did.
Sure.
And I do want to thank our sponsor, Power Pack 3, and Bo did mention supplements are needed. Folks, if you want really clean supplements that were made, these were made a week ago, the purity, the probiotic, the digestive enzyme, the multivitamin to put in your system that you can handle, these are the best on the market today. So I want to thank everyone.
As a fellow doctor, I'll totally vouch for that. Fresh supplements, vitally important. Everything he just talked about, I can 100% vouch for that. So, you know, check out his stuff. He's got some really great products.
And that's www.powerpack3.com. Again, Bo, thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
You're the best.
You're the best.
Thank you. All right. See you soon. Bye now.